Hey guys, okay, I'm gonna do a quick video here. It's not gonna be great, but it's gonna get to the point, hopefully quickly. If you guys are having issues like I was with this customer's quad, this is a Honda 4Trax 2006. This is the 400. This is the TRX400, sorry, FGA 6. So this quad came in, I had to do a bunch of engine work on it, carb work, got it running properly. It runs really well now. But he also said he was having shift issues. So it's a long story. I'm going to make this as quick as I can. I followed the service manual. It's like 600 or 700 pages anyways. But anyways, when you get to the part about the computer, it will display a diagnostic code here. So the number of blinks on the two dotted lines here. So it will do like one solid and then it'll blink a code. So this one was blinking 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 means that it's the angle sensor for the shift solenoid. So it couldn't tell what gear it was in. Anyways, these were all connected. Long story short, I changed this out. This is a common issue. I won't go into all the details. There's lots of videos how to do it. All these things. But what I want to do is teach you what I learned because this was driving me nuts for the whole day. What I found was this customer going through that big service manual in page 600 and some, code 6, when you step through all the things, it tells you to measure the resistances at the computer. So come over to the computer. It's this plug here. Service manual says it's this one. It's not. That one is a 6-wire plug. This is the like 60 pin or whatever it is, black connector. You pull that out. You measure some different pins, get some resistance readings. You check the voltage going with the key on over to the plug and make sure it's getting somewhere around 5 volts and blah, 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 blah. Anyways, I wasn't getting continuity on one of the wires. One of the wires had a break somewhere in here. So I changed out from here to here and just did it myself. I didn't buy a new wiring harness. I just spliced in new wires here to here. Soldered them in. Anyways, I fixed this plug for him. He was also having issues. I changed this out. This is the common thing that everybody changes. It still didn't fix it. I was still getting the same code. What is going on? He said he's been having issues for a while with it. Anyways, here's the thing I want to teach you guys is after I did all that, I made sure it's all the wires are checking out. All the resistances of the computer are checking out. Everything seems to be working according to the service manual, but I'm still getting that code and I can't clear it following the service manual. I can't reset it. Doing all the reinitialization didn't fix it. Here's the problem. When you install this angle sensor, when you read the service manual, it says basically just to change it. And if you look online, people say change it, but they don't tell you how. And this is what I was doing wrong. Normally you have to index it. So there's these 2 plastic tabs. This is the old one. See here? And they need to index on the little metal shaft. So you need to take this whole housing off. Don't just take the sensor, take the whole housing out, clean it all out. Make sure that shaft in there is clean. The O-ring, everything is nice cleaned up. I spray a little bit of silicone on there, just the silicone to soften it up. But here's the problem. The service manual says 90 degrees, rotate it with pressure on it to preload this variable resistor. And the gist of it is that wasn't actually catching these tabs. I even retested it multiple times. 90 degrees, and I checked the angle of the old one and the brand new one, and they're both at exactly this angle, the 2 tabs. And how the shaft comes out in here, I don't know if it's just this machine or if other people have this issue, but if you have this issue and you still have the 6 dots up there and you can't fix it no matter what you've tried and following the service manual, this is what your problem is. I discovered. It says preload that shaft starting at 90 degrees. No. On this one, I even did some looking. You actually need to go about, instead of 90 degrees, so this is 0, instead of 90 degrees, go 120 degrees. You just need that little bit extra so that it gets on the correct side of those plastic tabs. So little extra, 120 degrees. You could even go like, 140 degrees, 50 degrees. But instead of 90, go 110, 120 degrees and keep pressure on it as you're installing it and rotate it and bolt it on. That will preload the spring. How you test that is slide it on 90, keep pressure on it with the bolts out, and rotate it and then pull it off. If you hear it snap back, this thing, then you know that it's properly preloading. But I tried it at 90, like it says, pulled it off, and there was no preload. So these tabs weren't quite catching on the right side. So I had to rotate it this far, pressure on it, pull it off, snaps. Okay, perfect. Do it with the whole housing. Leave this bolted onto the housing and take the housing off the lower bolt here and the very upper bolt here. Anyways, when you do that, you'll put preload on and then it will work. That's what I spent an entire day to find out. Then your reset procedure, I won't go into it every step perfectly, but the gist of it is you push your machine out, says you need to drive it forward 5 feet. So you put it in neutral, you make sure this is in auto, this direction. You start it, choke and everything, start it, let it run for 30 seconds, put it in drive it forward 5 feet, stop, put it in neutral, shut it off. Okay, that's all you do for the first step. Second step, you put this, make sure again, this is an auto. You don't just turn the key on, but when you turn the key on, you're gonna be holding up and down. Hold up and down, push it nice and hard, turn the key on with the other hand. As soon as you see N on the screen start flashing, let go of the switches and the combination is up, down, up. So you're gonna be holding key on as soon as you see N flashing, let go and go up, down, up. Okay, let go. The flashing, actually it'll be the lines, it'll go from flashing N to some lines. It will stop and either go to N or it'll be N flash, like the 2 lines, N flash, the 2 lines. But anyways, that's how you do the initialization, okay? Anytime you change angle sensor, anytime you change carb parts, electronic parts, any of the computer stuff. Yeah, some guys say reset the computer by unplugging it 30 minutes. Yeah, but you still have to reinitialize it all. Sorry, and I missed a step. When you do that, so you're turning it on, hold these down, N flashes, up, down, up, you'll hear the angle sensor move. You can like hear it. Make sure you're in a somewhat quiet place. You can hear it, and it'll make some noises. As it's making those noises, you come to your throttle and you push it all the way forward and let off, okay? And then once that's all done, that's your primary #1 reinitialization. You're good, you turn it off. You've initialized the computer, okay? Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna turn this to ESP. Same thing this time. When you turn the key on, holding these both down, you turn the key on, holding them down. As soon as you see N start to flash, it's not up, down, up this second time. It's up, up, down, down, okay? So key, holding these down, see N flash, let go, up, up, down, down, okay? That is gonna initialize the shift in the computer. It will then show you N, and it may flash N, 2 dotted lines, N, 2 dotted lines, but now it's good to go. So now you can start the quad. So you'll use the starter, start it up, put it in drive, and this will all be working now. But what you want to do here before you put it in drive and all that, before you do that up, up, down, down, is you want to jack it up, put it on jack stands front and back, get the whole thing off the ground. They tell you to take the wheels off and all that, but yeah, whatever. Anyways, because what you have to do is in ESP mode, you're gonna start it up and it will be, put it in drive and it'll show gear 1 and it tells you shift up to gear 5. And then you need to do 21 to 22 mile an hour on this Canadian one. It's whatever that is, 32 kilometers an hour. And you need to hold that for about 10 seconds or so. And by doing that, it just calibrates the computer, the shift sensor, everything. So you need to do that anyways. And once you're done that, then you can shift back down and put it in neutral and shut it off. Everything will work. You don't have to do anything else. All the other learning by the computer for the emissions and carb heating and all the other crap they have on these is all done automatically after that. But those are the initializations you need to do. But my whole point of this video, and it ended up being a 10-minute video, even though I'm trying to be fast, is when you install this angle sensor, don't just index at 90 degrees and install it. Like put pressure, 90, install. Make sure you pop it off and you can hear that spring pop. If you don't, you need to put it on a bigger angle, push it on, move it around, and pull it off and see if you hear pop. If you do, that's the angle you need to use. Bolt it on, do all that, and you'll be golden. Your quad may run like crap in reverse. That's the other issue that I heard on this one. It would basically stall in reverse. And that Honda-matic does not like it if that is not calibrated with the computer. Anyways, guys, sorry it's a long video, but I hope that helps you if anybody's having issues with these shift sensors.